Welcome to the program. This is What's Your Story? My name is Catherine Mwangi here at the Pride in Paradise Hotel and Spa in Mombasa. We have a great guest today. He's the Member of Parliament from Mvita constituency, Honorable Abdulswamad Shariff Nassir. I see that he's already here. So why don't you walk with me and we go meet him? Good morning.
What's up?
How are you doing?
I'm all right. How are you?
You made it.
Karibu.
Unanikaribisha Mombasa.
Kapsa.
It's my third time here.
How are you?
Thank you so much for
You're
coming.
doing good?
Yes.
Asante.
How are you doing?
I'm all right.
You look nice and casual. I should have
Thank
put on
you very
jeans
much.
as well.
Thank you.
So what's happening
That's
in Mombasa?
Mombasa.
What's good here?
Everything is good. We
Okay.
have everything that you ever need. We've got the weather is amazing.
Oh.
We've got the beaches.
Uh-huh.
And most importantly, we've got the people.
I really like that.
Yeah,
The people. Tell me about the people.
Our heritage, who we are, a welcoming lot, a loving lot.
Yeah.
Our food. Have you tried our food?
Yes, actually yesterday I had
You need to eat
biryani
more of
with my
that.
hands.
It's very, very simple. The soup, you can be able to take it up with the bowl. But I mean,
Okay.
if you want to eat any kind of meal, no doubt about it,
Yeah,
having it
the
off
hands
your
thing.
hands is the best thing.
Nice. That's pretty cool culture. So it's the Arab culture. It's grown from the Swahili Arab culture.
No, I think it's more of, you know, we're a fusion. We're a fusion of so many cultures. The people here are a fusion of the Mijikenda, we've got the Arabs, we've got the
Digos?
the Digos are part of the Mijikenda.
okay.
Then we've got the Indians as well, who came in here.
Yeah.
Till today, there are some words in Swahili that are have a same meaning as the Portuguese. Yeah.
Like?
Flag, bandera.
The Portuguese bandera.
Yes, and if I'm not mistaken, table as well is mesa.
Hiya.
Yeah.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah. So we have it's a fusion.
Yeah.
It's what's made us who we are.
So rich culture and heritage.
And I think the coastal region, Mombasa especially, is the only place where you can actually be able to have every single diversity of people who are living here.
Right.
If you just look at this hotel and you look at the employees who are just in this area, it's got people from all tribes, from all walks of life.
Yeah.
And we're a very, very cosmopolitan area. Unlike other parts, which is very homogeneous in nature, us, we are totally
Cosmo.
It's like cool. Really
the place
and it's
to be.
And it's the beauty. It's the beauty.
Yeah.
It's what gives us our strength.
Yes.
That we can never say that we are ever going to be manipulated by any person based on religious bias or based on tribal bias or anything like
right.
that. It's what makes us who we are.
Who you are.
Yeah.
Nice. It's beautiful.
Thank
my
you.
third or fourth time here, so I love it.
You need to come more often. And we have a saying: when you come here, please make sure you finish every single penny that you have. You know, it's very simple. Use it all.
Yeah.
Make sure that this is the place to be.
You're the son to the kingpin of this region.
Yes.
You know, the Sharif Nassir.
Kama mimi kwangu watu 6 nimeingia na opposed na branch nimeingia, mtu mwingine anakwenda kesi pale pengine nyumbani kwake afanya election, pia itajua huku wapi.
You're the MP from Mvita, so you kind of put on your daddy's shoes after a while.
It wasn't difficult. It wasn't. I can say that my late father charted, like he showed me that this is the way. But the things that he showed me are not necessarily things that that everyone else saw, because there's some lessons that he taught me
privately
that no one else was able to. There's some things that he did for me that had an impact on me permanently. And I think if basically live up to those dreams and expectations. Then of course his leadership was on another constitutional dispensation. Our kind of leadership is in another constitutional dispensation. So, you know, he came in at a time when the first part of it all was single party democracy. Then he went in again when there was multi-party democracy. And eventually, you know, when his time was up, he took a back seat and accepted things.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that whatever it is that he fought for, he fought for devolution.
Right.
So I'm glad that at least we have devolution.
Yes.
And many other things.
Yeah.
So it's been a beautiful journey. It's been a beautiful journey.
Did you ever see yourself becoming a politician? Was it something that you wanted to do, or you felt that?
I started in a boarding school, and when I was in boarding school, I remember the Lenana school. Yeah, I started in a boarding school. And when we were in school in the library, we'd have the newspapers. But those times, not everything was online. So we used to have the newspapers, and they would pin them up on the library.
Right.
And we would have the daily papers. So the way they'd pin them up, if like, you know, page 1 was stuck this side, then they'd take another newspaper so that page 2. So for you to read the newspaper, you had to walk around. It was like a whole board, a notice board. So you finish reading page 1 here, and then you go to where page 2 is, you walk, and likewise. So I remember we used to have a lot of political debates with my late father, because I'd really feel that I've prepped myself based on what it is that I read in the newspapers. A critic in some way on some of the things that I believed were wrong, and then he would try and, of course, justify them. And then during those times as well, there was one thing, you know, like nowadays you can easily, at the touch of a finger, you can be able to get the clips of what I've talked about in Parliament. I mean, if you want to know what I said in Parliament, all you have to go and do is just go to the parliamentary website or the YouTube and everything. So during those days, they'd have to get their handset typed out. And you know, the whole handset is actually typed out on all the debates that is there. So at times in the evening, I would actually read the handset, and he wants to try and recall what did so and so say, so that he can be able to try and debate the next day. So I'd kind of read out for him that this person said so and so. And you know, in the middle, you know, if someone coughed, it'd be in bracket coughing. You know, that's how they used to write the handsets then. But it's been, it's like I said, it's been a beautiful journey. And till today, there's still some doors that are opened up for me, not by virtue of me being Abdulswamad Shariff Nassir, the Member of Parliament, or Abdulswamad Shariff Nassir, you know, Chair of PIC or anything else. Some doors are opened up for me till today, because this is Abdulswamad Shariff Nassir, the son of the late Sharif Nassir. So
and that's what legacy is about, isn't it?
Yes. I remember when my late father died, the day he died, kind of a big shock to all of us. He had been ill just for about 3 months, hardly about 3 months or so. And I remember him asking to see all of us the night before. And the next morning, at about 7 o'clock in the morning, we rushed him to the hospital, and he was no longer with us. But then when my father died, he died with about 35,000 shillings in his account. And the first thing that I actually, you know, it really hit me, and I said, oh my God, I have a mother, I have you know, brothers, sisters, I have everyone. How is this going to happen?
You're the firstborn?
No, I have other siblings as well. But I looked at it in terms of what next, and then one thing I've realized that you know, it's a lesson, and I hope that this lesson catches up not just to me, but to my children as well. Your legacy and your richness is not the material things you've ever left behind, but you know, your character, on who you are, the impact you touched on people's lives. Doors were opened up for me from the day my father died. Not because he really had millions in his account or anything, but I mean, you know, there's a time I went abroad, and I met this gentleman in a store, and we were trying to buy some things that me and a group of friends of mine wanted to buy some things. I'll not get into the details, but we were planning to give them out for charity. And he looks at me, and I give him my card. I said, this is so and so, you know, I want you to address this. And he saw my father's name, and he said, is this Sharif Nassir, the Sharif Nassir? I said, yes. And he gave me his story, the way they had fled Uganda because of skirmishes, and the only place they could come to was Kenya, and the only person who could give him refuge, and he knew nothing about him, and my father knew nothing about him. And he says, I don't know, I've always been looking forward to pay back a favor.
Oh, Jesus.
And you know, and we were able to get whatever it is that we wanted to do out of the blues, just out of the blues. And it was a coincidence that he was in that shop as well, because he doesn't even run the shop.
Right.
He runs other businesses, but coincidentally he was there. So richness does not come from material
The
things.
name.
It's names as well have been there, but I mean it's what is behind the name.
Yes.
It's the brand behind the name as well, what you represent, how you've been able to touch on people's lives.
I like it. Wow, so that your father's character lives on today.
And I always pray. I pray, I truly do pray that those who come after me as well realize the importance of being who you are.
Yeah, you know, when we were planning this trip coming here, and your name came up a lot from the office. So everyone said, I have to talk to this guy, I have to talk to this guy. So why do I have to talk to this guy? So of course there are many reasons, based on whether it's male or female giving them. And everybody said, he is so humble.
Thank you very much.
So kind.
Thank you.
He's just good to people. I said, oh, is it? And he's a politician? and because the two for me are not on the same weighing scale.
No, I believe in. It's not. You know, some things you don't have to try because it's just in you. I like going to train in the gym. And many people ask me, why don't you go to these very, very exclusive places and everything else, you know? Not that I can't, but I prefer going down to where, you know, where it's just people who they are.
Yeah.
Until at a time when actually I had to now start using a 4x4, I'd always prefer a saloon car. Okay. I don't mind getting in a tuk-tuk. I know people prefer that now, but you know, it's a fast means of transport. Just get in a tuk-tuk and go and do whatever it is that you want to do.
Yeah.
Get on top of a border and just I've done that actually in Nairobi once. That's when everyone got shocked because I entered into the gates of Parliament. I think it's twice.
On a border.
On a border. And it was because, you know, Mombasa Road traffic is crazy, and I had a presentation to do, and I was running out of time. What was the only other option? I asked the car, just hold on over and let me get on a border. And I had to be on a border with my suit and everything else. And everyone, you know, the first impression that people get is, nah, it's not him. No, it's not him. No, CAA. CAA. So, you know, and when we got to the gate of Parliament, where every single person now, you know, as long as you're a member of Parliament, they can open the gates for you. Yeah. And they're starting to ask themselves, now, how do we allow Nduthis to be able to get into
to get in here?
Exactly. Yeah. And I was in a hurry, and I said, you know what, never mind, I'll just get out of the gate and I'll walk. And the Nduthi guy was like, you know, I was always trying to figure out all this time. I'm asking myself, is it him or is it someone who's working here? But
who looks like you?
No, it's a beautiful feeling. The feeling that you can actually be able to walk. You have no enemies. You have nothing to fear about.
Yeah.
I can be able to you can just be able to go anywhere and chill and just enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
Of course, I mean, as time moves by, the element of you saying that you can actually be able to enjoy yourself is going less and less and less because of time.
Yeah. So the gym has come up quite a bit in a short walk, but I'll do the gym stuff. But
no, I think with the kind of lifestyle that I live, whether I like it or not, you know, you have to be healthy you have to be healthy. You have to eat healthy. You have to try and live healthy. It's not easy. I mean, I get invited every day. I get invited, I get asked out every single day.
Yeah.
And majority of the times, you know, if I go for an event, that'd be cake, that'd be whatever it is, temptation is always high. I mean, who says no to good cake? But at the end of the day, your body has to be at par with the speed at which your mind is moving. You cannot have your mind moving at about 180 kilometers and your body can only fathom up to 80 kilometers per hour. You're just going to fall apart.
Yeah.
You're simply going to fall apart. So that's the reason why, you know, I truly prefer. I mean, it's been a journey that has proved worthwhile for me.
Yeah.
If you ask me, I should have actually done this way before.
Yeah. But something triggered it though, like your weight loss journey.
Yes.
What was that?
It's a funny story. I was actually in Dubai with the current governor, and I wanted to go for skydiving. And when I got there, and it was impossible to get an appointment, a booking for the skydiving.
Yeah.
So he managed to pull some strings with his friends, and they said, fine, we've managed to get you a spot to go for skydiving.
Right.
I really wanted to do skydiving,
Yeah.
like literally jump out of a
Bucket
plane.
list stuff maybe?
No, not really bucket list. It's just something that I just really wanted to do. I mean, I kind of have fear of heights, and the best way to conquer fear is actually by
Face it.
being, yeah. So, and I mean, I looked at it, I said, the horizon of Dubai, sunset or sunrise, ideal for. And the time they managed to, and they asked me, you know, can we get your details?
Right.
So one of the details that I needed was my weight, and I went to the hotel lobby where they have the weighing scale, and they said, you know, the words that they used, they said, we're sorry, but you're going to defy gravity, you know. And at that time, it hit me, and I said, oh my God, this is something I got to do something about. And yeah, I was about 130 plus kilos.
Were you feeling it though? Like when you were that heavy, were you feeling normal or like?
No, I think at the same time, probably my age at that time was keeping up with it, but it would have definitely caught up to me at one point.
Heart disease.
I thank God. I mean, I did not lose weight or be who I am because I had any health issues. I mean, I'm thankful. I'm thankful to God for that.
That's good.
I just decided, you know what?
Yeah.
Let me just live healthy.
Yeah. But you see, that has also come with a lot of unwanted and unwarranted attention. Unwanted and unwarranted. You weren't doing this to get that, but it's come.
Yeah.
So how do you just like ignore it, or
No,
what do you do with that?
You live with it. I mean, let me tell you, the people who've stuck with you
Yeah.
during the time when you're at your worst, those are the real VVIPs. You get used to it, I think.
Yeah, but you see, it's easy to get used to it if it's coming from the digital platforms. So assuming it's here, Pride In, and you're mobbed by some females, and they want selfies and all of those things. And
no, you can't say no. I mean, we live in a world whereby some things that you do end up seeming very, very rude.
Yeah.
So if it's like to take a selfie, I probably make sure that my hands are like this or this, you know. So like at any given time, you know, there are no hands anywhere else. Yeah. But it's not just the ladies. I mean, majority of the people who actually want to take pictures with me are kids.
Oh.
Yeah, because of only one reason, because of the things that we've done for them in terms of education. I mean, every single child for the last, is it 12 years? Every single child in all the primary school has been receiving school diaries for purposes of only one thing: connection between the teacher and the parent.
Wow.
So I did this way before I became a member of parliament. So they see the name that this is Abdulswamad Shariff Nassir, and you know, there are images to encourage them. There's a message to encourage them. There's messages to the parents and the teachers. You know, how do you see the first sign that a child is drifting away?
Right.
What are the things you should see? Little things, and a place where the teacher has to sign and the parent has to sign, just to bring that connection. And I actually believe Not because kids have been able to influence their parents to vote for me, but I believe the prayer of a child is answered.
That's
you know.
true.
A child looks at me and says that you're going to be our next governor.
Yeah.
I feel it in my heart when that this child has belief in me.
Yes, I like that.
You know.
Yeah. We'll take a commercial break for now. So we go sit. I don't know about you, but I'm tired of walking and standing.
Yeah.
But we'll figure out where to go sit. So for now,
there's a nice scenery there.
Yeah, so we'll go over there.
Okay.
So I'll find you there. Let me take the break, and then I'm
waiting
over.
for you.
Okay, I'm coming.
All right.
We do take a short commercial break. We are here at the Pride in Paradise, speaking to Mvita Member of Parliament, Honorable Abdulswamad Shariff Nassir. What's your story? We'll be right back. Welcome back. This is What's Your Story. My name is Catherine Mwangi. We have been having a conversation with a Member of Parliament from Mvita constituency, that's Honorable Abdulswamad Shariff Nassir. And so far we've looked at his life growing up, his heart for the people, the children especially, his weight loss journey. And I want to go a bit deeper into his work as a politician.
Thank you. Can I start by drinking
Yes,
this first?
tropical fruit punch. Just you said the name. Mine is
The
Pink
tropical fruit punch.
Mine is Pink Lady. That was easy. Tropical fruit. Thank you, Pradine. Thank you.
This is really nice.
Yeah, it is.
Mambo ya Mombasani, Pwani. You don't get these things anywhere else.
You're actually right. You actually don't. So anyway, you've represented the people of Mvita for how long?
This is my second term as a Member of Parliament.
Okay.
I'm so, I think I'm one of the most blessed politicians. Now I'll tell you why. I'm one person who can boast of having been voted for by the most diverse kind of people, No one can be able to say that I got in because of being of a certain tribe, being of a certain religion, being of a certain political party. One area they voted for me, there's an area in my constituency called Chuda. And in Chuda area, the population of churches in Chuda supersedes the population of mosques in Chuda. You want to see how beautiful our diversity is. I was voted in almost to the man in that area, and I'm so humbled and I'm so touched. I mean, it's unbelievable. There've been times during my journey, and I sit down and I say, I truly don't think anyone has actually been touched by the love of people like I have. Of course, critics are always there, which is good. My late father used to tell me that don't get worried, never ever get worried when people talk about you. You need to start getting worried when no one talks about you. Because, it's only the tree that bears the fruit that is thorned. So the fact that so-and-so is talking about you, so-and-so is talking about you. When you see your opponents concentrating on nothing else except you as an individual, I always say it's because of no other reason. It's because they talk about you, because if they talk about themselves, no one would listen. It's the only reason why they're talking about it. They're going to get up and say that, he has failed, he has done this, he has done this. They will look at the 1% over the 99%, which is good, which is very, very good. What you need to do, and this again is a lesson to anyone who wants to get into leadership, what you need to do, make sure that you just don't get diverted. Just simply don't get diverted. Just focus on what it is that you have to do. Because at the end of the day, there's the voiceless out there who are in larger majority. There's those non-keyboard warriors who are in the larger majority.
Yes.
There's those mamambogas who you've been able to touch their lives by educating their son or their daughter.
Yeah.
There's that person out there, you know. We have a program called Skills Mitani. And this is a concept that it's one of those things that I feel is one of our, you know, you can say that I have a landmark project that I was able to do. My landmark project is having had a possibility of changing the lives of thousands. We have a huge problem of land. Where I come from, Mvita constituency is one of the largest, it's the smallest constituency with the largest population.
Oh, okay.
Our daytime population is the highest in the whole of the coastal region. But then our night population, because putting up houses within the constituency, you need to be a person who can be able to earn a salary of a certain amount to be able to stay within the island.
Right.
So the day population is extremely high. The night population becomes low because a lot of people end up sleeping in other areas of Mombasa. But when you look at the cost of land is so high, so you look at yourself and you ask, should I go and buy land to be able to build up something? Do I deny children the only remaining playing fields? So what are the landmark feature you're going to have? And instead of it being something that, you know, you're going to say that let's just build this or that, improve. Right now we've improved a number of schools. We are continuing to improve other schools as well, giving them total makeovers. Total makeovers. So that you, first of all, when you have schools, the amount of children in some of those schools is as low as 40%. So when you build up that same school at a lower cost than actually building a new school, you've now increased the amount of kids who go back to that same school now by another extra percentage. So you're basically saving.
Yeah.
But we have a program called Skills Mitani. I inherited a constituency at that time. The transition rate from primary to secondary was at about 20-something%, as low as that. If I'm not mistaken, it was between 23 to 28%, varying. And the transition rate from high school to tertiary education, university, and the rest was even lower. And I think it was at about 3%.
Wow.
So we said we already have people who are basically dropouts from school. So what do we do with them? You continue doing this, you're going to just create a lot of... and we looked at economic models from all over the world in terms of how do you best sustain a population like this, and the country is growing. So we came up with a program called Skills Mitani, and I'm so thankful that over the years we've been able to turn around the lives of thousands every single year. And what we do is we have about every year the institutions increase. Everyone who wants to partner with us, we agree with them. These are the courses that you have, but it's only technical courses. We've trained thousands of people who are today riding tuk-tuks, boda riders. These are the kind of things, and this was a concept in the 1980s. China saw that they're having a bulging population that is not at that level of university and so on. So what China did is they built up technical institutions back to all the grassroots levels. This is a concept as well that has been welcomed by the UN as well. It's a concept equally that right now, and I'm glad, I mean, we saw this many years ago. Right now, as we're speaking, even in the recent university placement, a number of people actually preferred to go into vocational. Really? Oh yes, a number of people did have the capacity to go and do their degree, but they opted to go for vocational. I know of cases myself where some of the people who did do those vocational trainings with us are degree holders, but then the one that is giving them an income is the work of your own hands.
Yes.
So we've been able to get people who have trained. Like I said, it's such a vast kind of a program.
Mm-hmm. It's a call.
It's a calling. You either have it in you or you don't. There are no two ways.
Yeah. And I think it's maybe everywhere, not just Kenya. Let me stop being tough on Kenya. It's just everywhere where there are those who are called, there are those who go in there with different motives, with deadlines. And there are those who just really don't care.
And like I said, I was telling you earlier, I always tell my colleagues, never ever stop going back home. Sometimes I don't blame some members. I'm blessed because from my house I can be able to be in Parliament. Drive time from here to the airport is about what, 35 to 40 minutes, thereabouts, and take probably about another 45 minutes of waiting time to board, another hour to fly. So it just takes hours, and then from there, of course, there's a snarl up of Mombasa Road traffic. So you look at it, but it's basically a flight. But there's some areas in this country where it's not as easily accessible as where I come from.
Quickly.
Yes, but then at least make an effort. If not every week, at least once every 2 weeks, go back, drive out on Thursday night. Go. Let me tell you, even during the times when we had the lockdowns and there were no planes, there was a time there was a lockdown and there were no planes, I would have to drive every single Monday because Parliament is on Tuesday. So every single Monday, I'd go to the office in the morning. By afternoon, I'm in the car and I'm driving all the way to Nairobi. By Thursday evening, after I've finished my session, either Thursday evening, and if I feel that it is a bit too late, then I'd sleep, and Friday first thing in the morning I'd wake up and I'd drive and I'd come back. And it was every single week, literally every week, drive in, drive out, drive in, drive out.
That is phenomenal. Okay.
Because you've got to represent your people in Parliament. You've got to. I mean, I've like I told you, I'm blessed enough. I currently chair
the
very
PIC.
important, the PIC.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
And let's start with what you were trending the other day.
Which one?
You see, there are so many, but the one that really caught me, you said to a certain politician, you said, look, I know politics. I was raised, I was fed on politics.
Yes.
So you ain't teaching me nothing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, because no. Actually, sometimes it's good just to put your foot down because the position I hold, it is only right that you do not favor anyone just because of their political inclination. Right. So, and it's always there. It's always there. When someone comes from this side, people will try and protect him. So you've got to be I don't want to call it as a judge, but you've got to be the person who actually says, no, this is the way it is.
Yeah.
And I said this the other day. My party leader, Raila Odinga, when he felt that I had the potential to be able to lead the PIC, he has never ever come to me, not even once, and told me that let so and so never be called before you. But he just told me, just do your job, find out exactly what is going on. There's so many things that are hyped up either by social media, hyped up either by the media itself, but then unless you come out and give people facts that this is the way it is, it could be that what people are saying is true, very, very true. It could be that what the people are saying is true to a lesser magnitude, but there's actually even more. But at the same time, it could be that there is no truth to it at all. So unless you can be able to just outline and put yourself above board, like when I come in here, I'm coming here as a person who has to look at the interests of every single Kenyan.
Yeah.
When I go out, it's the same way. I would never ever, I'm the kind of person who prefers, it is just in me, not to speak about politics at any religious platform.
Gathering, yes.
Either in a church or a mosque or anywhere else. I mean, I get an opportunity and I'm given a microphone. The best that I will talk about is unity, humanity, love for each other. That never tell you that don't follow so and so or do this. But I will tell you that at the end of the day, if we preach hatred, then the blood that flows knows no political inclination, knows no religious belief, it knows no tribal belonging. At the end of the day, if we bleed as a country, you know. So it's just who I am. I believe that we need to respect the political spaces and talk about politics there. I believe that when it comes to my role as an oversight person in charge of oversight, then it should be oversight regardless of anything else.
Yeah, love it. And now you're aspiring to run for governorship.
Like I said, leadership is a calling.
Yes.
When I wanted to vie to become a member of parliament, the words to be able to vie to become a member of parliament did not start with me. It started with the people. Same thing to become a governor. It never started with me. It started with the people. Like, you know, literally with the people. Sometimes I take a sit back and I say, you know, dear Lord, and then something dawns on me that we have a good God.
Yeah.
You know, God will never give you a burden that you can never be able to handle. So I believe that this is like I said, it's a calling.
Yes.
No one knew that I was going to be a member of parliament. No one knew that we'd be able to surpass the things that we've been able to do. And I believe there's a lot that we can be able to do for Mombasa. But by virtue of only one thing, we need to make Mombasa all-inclusive for everyone, you know. Let everyone's idea flow.
Yeah.
You can never be a person who has a monopoly of good ideas. It's impossible. But you can be a person who can be able to listen to everyone's sides, listens to everyone's views. Do we have challenges? Numerous. Do we have solutions? I believe the solutions should not just be to overcome our challenges, but how do we look at our challenges and turn them into our fortunes? That is the way we need to look at our problems, not just to tackle. I mean, then that means that your job every single day is to do nothing else. Nothing else except tackle problems. The only thing you need to look at is how you're looking at these problems. Like the same way, you know, I gave you an example of the skills Mitani. Do we have a problem? Yes, we have a problem of joblessness. We have a problem of people who have not been educated. How do we turn that into an opportunity? You give them something that not just an education on paper, but something that can provide them jobs at their own rate. Today, if the Dongo Kundu is going to be able to come, I have people who have already studied this and this. Today, if they're going to make Mombasa a free economic zone, you're going to have investors. Investors are going to need all these other facilities. Today, if the tourism industry is going to come back and flourish, I've got people who we've taught how to cook, how to bake. We've got everyone that is currently there, you know.
So the race is on.
The race is on. I don't call it a race. Again, I want to use the word, the calling is on.
Calling is on.
At the end of the day, leadership comes from God. Human beings are just an excuse. You know, we just a reason. You know? Me and you are just simply a reason for someone else to be in a position that they are in. My first statement that I made when I became a member of parliament, I said, we've been through vigorous campaigns, but I believe that those campaigns had one thing in common for the people of Mvita. It's the same thing. I believe in democratic open space. Let everyone sell their ideas, sell their views. Most importantly, sell themselves. Who are they? You sell yourself. Who are you? You know?
Who are you really?
Exactly. Sell yourself. Tell me who you are. I'll tell you who I am. Let the people then be able to decide.
You know what? I mean, your heart for people is so genuine.
Thank you.
I've sat with quite a lot, and you can tell fluff from the real face.
Thank you.
But you have such a heart for people. And
no, but I mean, they're the ones who made me who I am today. Like I told you, you know, today I can be able to just I can easily just walk out of here and get a tuk-tuk or get a boda, and I'll just be able to go to wherever I'm going.
Yeah.
Without any issue whatsoever.
Yeah.
In fact, when I became a member of parliament, I had actually refused the bodyguard.
Oh.
Yeah, because I believed that why would I need a bodyguard? I have no enemies. And then one incident happened. It's the only time that the government actually forced me.
Okay.
I got attacked at gunpoint.
Oh my God.
At night. I was about to enter into my office. I was alone. I was just driving. I got into my office and I wanted to get into the office. And the last, I just got a knock on the window, and there were two people heavily armed on this side and on this side. And I kind of wonder what they were really after, because they opened the dashboard, they looked at my pocket. They did not even take everything that was in my pocket. They just took part of it. They opened my dashboard. They left, I had a pair of sunglasses that they left, and they just took a few things. They didn't open the boot, because in the boot of the car was a camera. I don't know why they did not open the boot, but then of course when they removed this, there was my card which had my name on it. So they went with my parliamentary card as well. Not that it's not like an ATM card or anything. It's just an identification card, like I can give to anyone. And they just told me, don't leave the car until after 5 minutes. They didn't hurt me. They didn't do anything. I'm glad that I saw something online that if someone comes to you with a gun, the first thing you need to do is make them come, not yourself. Don't try and be a hero, because they can shoot you. Unless, of course, they want to cause bodily harm to someone, then you can. But I mean, they're coming in there with guns. And the first thing that I did is I made sure that my hands are visible. I just made sure my hands are visible. And then in my heart, I was saying, that's the thing that was going on in my heart. I said, it's at night. If these guys are going to notice who I am, they might panic and actually shoot me.
Yeah.
Or they might get afraid. I don't know which one it was, but I just held my hand up. They took my phone, and the last location that the cops were able to trace the phone was that the phone was at Kibarani, the Makupa Causeway. So that means that they ran off that way. Then after that, it's never ever been seen. So it is from that day that the police insisted that you have to have someone, because we do not know what this is all about. But yeah, I mean,
that's a strange incident, though.
Yeah, but I prefer after 5 o'clock. I'll just drive myself. After 5 or after 6 o'clock, especially if the reason why I probably be driven is because of convenience. I just want to make sure that if there's a parking or anything, then it's difficult. You're getting into a function, then you're searching for parking, and everyone is looking for you. So just for convenient purposes, that is all. But after work hours, I'd probably just drive myself, go to wherever I'm going, and I'll be very, very okay.
But now as the campaigns heat up, you obviously will have to double your crew.
Yes, but even more than that, I think the people who actually accompany me, I get so many people every single day who tell me, we just want to be with you, every single day. The people who accompany me, majority of them are not even people who are on a payroll or anything. Are people who just, they're people who believe in the cause that you're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll give you an example. The latest battle that I'm fighting right now is to ensure that Kenya Ports Authority employees are given their benefits, which has been long overdue. There's been a challenge with the SRC and everything. Now, it's only right that you'd expect these people, I mean, when you see a KP employee looking at you and telling you, we're now seeing that there's going to be hope, and they actually tell you, we want to be with you, not because of anything else, but we just want to show you that level of appreciation. I got people who have given me their vehicles and told me, just take our vehicles, brand them. We don't want anything else. The last couple of elections, my campaign headquarters, I never paid a single shilling.
Wow.
It's just people who believe in you.
Yes.
And they tell you, this is our premises. rent-free for the next couple of months. In fact, right now, as you're speaking, the campaign headquarters, someone has actually shifted everything he had in there because he feels that it's most convenient for me. He says, I'll take the inconvenience for this period of time, but I know that I'm going to have a good life after. So it's just...
it's God who sends helpers.
Love is always reciprocated. Don't expect that you're going to give love and continuously receive hate. And when you see that you're receiving some form of hate from anyone, a lot of people ask me, you know, and it reminds me of my younger self. There was an artist called Mado in the Standard. Is Mad World?
Yes.
And every single time he would draw my late father. Every single time I would draw my late father. And I used to get so mad, and I'd tell my dad, you know, and one time we went to the newspapers and I saw my dad greeting him and they were laughing and everything. I said, what is it? He says, listen, you can't control what everyone else says, you know. Just let them be, you know. Just let them do whatever it is that they want. I remember at a time there was a person, he's passed away, this gentleman has passed away right now. And this guy would, every single time, I was young, so every single time would be driven either to school, and I remember my sister, my elder sister, would actually be the one who was more emotional than me, because they knew that this is Sharif Nassir's car. It's just this one individual. Every single time my sister would be in tears that, you know, so we were passing that area and those people abused us again, they abused us again. And it so happened that this was in the area of Old Town, and it so happened that there was a cholera breakdown.
Okay.
So my late father passed that particular area, and for once people never abused. And he actually, it was me and my sister who had passed before. We were going for our madrasa classes, and after that we had to go to our aunt's house. And I said, they never abused us today. So little did we know that in actual fact what had happened was there was a cholera outbreak and a number of people had been hospitalized. So my late father did the honorable thing and he went to hospital. And he saw the same people who were abusing his kids.
Yes.
And he went there and he said, I got worried and I asked about you because my kids told me you didn't abuse them today. You know, and he just looked into their health and just left and paid off their bills and left. And from that day, everyone was like, you know,
they stopped.
So you can't stop people. You can't stop people from criticizing you. Yeah. I stopped personally. I don't even have WhatsApp on my phone.
Oh.
I don't.
Okay. Why?
I don't have. I just, because I believe that I just don't want to be derailed from my thinking. I don't want to wake up in the morning with 400 messages, either those who are criticizing you or they're giving you ideas that are not feasible or this or that. You want to call me? My phone right now, as you're speaking, my phone is not even off, it's on. If I get into my vehicle right now, I probably have, what, 30 to 40 missed calls that I'll have to return every single one of them. I'll try and listen to everyone, dedicate certain day of the week where I can talk to everyone else. But I deleted social media apps in my phone. Sometimes, you know, my staff take screenshots and later on show me screenshots. This person said this, this person said this. I said, listen, instead of you showing me what someone else said, why don't you just show them what we've done, you know? It's simple.
Wow, love it.
Yeah, because you just got to derail yourself. I mean, now, this one has done this one has done this.
Yeah.
They're only talking about you because if they talk about themselves, no one is going to listen, you know?
So principled.
How many people want to run for governor right now?
Yeah.
How many people want to run for governor? Forget about Mombasa County. You've got 47 counties in this country. Every single person wants to run for governorship in different parts of, you know. But the concentration when it comes to a certain individual, no, you're making an impact. Somewhere or the other, you're touching people's lives.
I love it. You are just so principled. I love it.
Yeah,
this conversation could go on forever, but we need to wind up.
And I need to finish my drink.
We only have so much time. But I just, totally very inspired by just your heart.
Thank you very much.
And I can only wish you all the best with your next.
I hope you're going to interview me
steps.
when I become governor.
I was actually going to say that. Are you
Yeah.
going to give us time?
No, I'm holding you up to it, that you're going to make sure
Don't
that
just say that to say it.
I'm on camera. I'm holding her up to it. When I become governor, she's interviewing me.
Will I be your friend?
And this time I'm going to try that one. What is that one called?
Pink
The
lady.
pink lady. Yeah.
Pink lady.
We'll change drinks. This one is called the tropical fruit punch. Yeah.
Yes.
This doesn't even have sugar. It's really nice.
It's really good. And there's a spoon there to eat the fruits as well.
Yes, there is.
But thank you for giving us your
Thank you
time.
very much.
And find some time to watch the show. When
We
it
will.
airs.
We
I know
will.
You don't watch media, maybe TV.
No, I do watch.
Okay.
I do watch. I've subscribed to be able to get notifications
Right.
from the major media houses.
Okay.
I try. It's not easy, but I try
You try.
to read the newspapers.
Okay.
Sometimes I read the newspapers and I'm like, oh my God, no, I never said this. I said it this way. Or actually, no, he never said this because I was there when he said it. He never said this. But
Okay.
but at the same time, I mean, it's always a pleasure. I mean,
Yeah.
the whole Standard Group has done tremendous, revolutionized how media is reported, from electronic, print,
Yeah.
the
And now
TV,
digital.
and now of course digital.
Yeah.
I get your updates
Okay.
on digital platforms every time. So something happens, people wonder, and they're like, oh, how did you know all this?
Yeah.
You know. Thank you
But
very
thanks
much.
for your time.
Thank you very, very much.
And so we say goodbye to you. Thank you for watching. All your feedback, we're on social media, KTN_Home_. That's on Instagram and Twitter, and on Facebook, we're just KTN Home. Thank you to the Pride in Paradise Hotel and Spa for giving us this beautiful place to have this conversation. Until next week, God bless you.